चमत्कार। request everyone to please settle down. We'll be beginning shortly. We request everyone to settle down. The DP2s are on our way to the Commons.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, faculty members, graduates, and our dear families, welcome to the 11th graduation ceremony of the Aga Khan Academy, Hyderabad. Thank you for being here with us today to celebrate this very special occasion with our graduates. My name is Aran Momin.
And my name is Meher Patel. As DP1 students, we are honored to be your hosts this evening. Before we begin, we would like to go over a few important announcements.
Please silence all electronic devices.
Please remain seated until the ceremony ends.
May we also remind you that smoking is not allowed anywhere on campus.
The 4 glass doors on your left are the emergency exits.
Water is available in the lobby area and washrooms are located at the rear of the hall.
We thank you for your cooperation.
Today, we witness the culmination of an incredible journey. A journey filled with adventure and challenge. A journey filled with hard work and determination. Please join us in welcoming the class of 2024 as they enter, accompanied by their grade level leader and their advisors who have guided and supported them in this crucial year of learning and growth. Please remain seated and put your hands together for the class of 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please request you to stand for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished chief guest and graduation speaker, Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy. Dr. Reddy is a visionary leader, renowned entrepreneur, and philanthropist dedicated to transforming lives. As the founder and executive chairman of CENT, a global engineering and technology solutions company, Dr. Reddy has been at the forefront of driving innovation and excellence in the technology sector. Under his leadership, CENT has grown into a multinational cooperation empowering industries worldwide with cutting-edge solutions.
Dr. Reddy is also a champion of social change and empowerment. Through the B.V.R. Mohan Reddy Foundation, he has spearheaded numerous initiatives in the fields of education, healthcare, and community development, touching the lives of countless individuals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Dr. Reddy as our graduation speaker for this evening. Please join me in giving him a warm round of applause.
We now call upon our Head of Academy, Dr. Jonathan Long, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the 2024 graduation ceremony of the Aga Khan Academy here in Hyderabad. This is a day of celebration and also a rite of passage in the lives of these exceptional young people. I too would like to extend a special welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Reddy. Thank you, Dr. Reddy, for being here this evening. I'm also delighted to welcome Dr. Graham Ranger, Director of the Aga Khan Academies, as our esteemed guest of honor. It's also a pleasure to welcome Mr. Shiraz Vastani, Chairman of the Board of the Aga Khan Education Services India, and Mr. Fahad Merchant, Chief Executive Officer of AKESI. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of representatives from the Regional Council who are here with us this evening. To the families of our graduates, your love and encouragement has been the backbone of their achievements. We celebrate this milestone together this evening as a testament to your support and sacrifice. To our faculty and staff members, whose tireless efforts, passion for teaching, and commitment to nurturing young minds has been crucial in shaping the leaders of tomorrow, thank you for your unwavering dedication. A warm welcome too to our alumni. It's wonderful to have many of you here this evening. Your continued engagement and support is an important part of what makes this place special. And to all of our friends and well-wishers joining us from around the world, online, thank you for being part of this special occasion. Your presence with us, whether in person or virtually, enriches this day of celebration. And to the class of 2024, who survived a global pandemic, took on challenges with resilience and courage. This is your day. This is your evening. We are here for you, and we are proud of you. Tonight, we honor you as graduates, but we also honor the collective efforts of a community that believes in the power of education to transform lives and societies. I want to share one final story with our graduates this evening. Over the years, I've probably mainly engaged with them through stories, through the pandemic, the Happy Monday videos, which somehow are now continuing, but also in opportunities at assemblies and on other occasions. So one final story in these opening remarks. I want you to imagine that I give each of you a balloon this evening, and you blow it up. I hope this works. You tie it up, and I give you a marker pen, and you write your name on the balloon. We then collect all the balloons, and we pack them into the smallest room we can find in the academy. And I say to you, when I say go get your balloon. I want you to imagine the chaos that ensues. You rush into that room, you step on other people's balloons, they pop, you scramble around, you struggle, you try and find yours, you discard other people's, and eventually, one or two of you find your balloon with your name on it. And other students are just looking at the mess. Broken balloons, tears, some balloons stuck on the ceiling. It's chaos. So I call you back, and I say, okay, let's try this again. We're going to do it a little differently. Here's another balloon. Blow it up. You tie it up. You write your name on it again. We put them in the same room. And I say, when I say go, you go and get your balloon. But this is how you get it. This time, you go into that room, you pick up the first balloon you can find, you read the name on it, and you give it to that person. There will be no broken balloons, and I bet within 3 minutes, everyone will be holding their own balloon. What's the message that I want to leave with you this evening? This happens in our lives almost every day. We frantically search for happiness. That's all we focus on. We've got these questions we want answered, but we don't realize that our happiness lies in the happiness of others. Give others their balloons first, and your balloon will come to you. Your balloon is out there somewhere. That balloon that tells you this is your purpose in life. This is the courses you need to do at university. This is the important decision you need to make. Here are the answers. Those balloons are out there, but don't look for them. Pay attention instead to those who are beside you, the people around you. Find their balloons, and yours will find its way to you too. This is a principle of service and ethical leadership that we have sought to grow in you over these years. Your balloon is there. You find it by finding others. and giving it to them. The great humanitarian Albert Schweitzer once said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy in life are those who have sought and found how to serve." Class of 2024, go find those balloons. Whichever one you pick up, give it to that person. Serve others, and the answers you are searching for will come your way. So proud of you. All the very best. Enjoy a fabulous evening.
Thank you, Dr. Long. Our guest of honor is Dr. Graham Ranger, who works across the network of Aga Khan schools with a special responsibility as academic director of the Aga Khan Academies. Dr. Ranger is an advocate for transformative learning and has been instrumental in shaping the educational landscape of the Aga Khan Academies.
With a wealth of experience in schools across the globe, Dr. Ranger has inspired countless students and educators to reach their fullest potential. His belief in the power of education as a catalyst for positive change has guided the Aga Khan Academies to aim high and achieve their true potential. It is our pleasure to invite Dr. Ranger to offer his opening remarks.
Well, thank you very much indeed for the generous and humbling introduction. Thank you to the students doing the MC work. I'm grateful and privileged to be here on behalf of Aga Khan schools globally. I want to thank again friends of the Academy, families of the graduating class, the teachers, support staff, alumni, the Board of Directors for the Aga Khan Education Services India, Chairman Shiraz, CEO Farhad, and Dr. Long, of course, as well as our chief guest, Dr. Reddy, for being here and contributing and helping create an environment here in Hyderabad in which you, the graduating class, have had the opportunity to flourish and grow as young people. Today is a graduation day not just in Hyderabad, but also for the academies in Maputo and Mombasa. They're also celebrating their graduating classes, and with the academy in Dhaka, Bangladesh, celebrating their first graduating class next year in 2025. And although you, the class of 24, altogether you're part of 175 academy graduates graduating today. However, you'll be joining a community of graduates from the academies of over 1,700 alumni and a broader network across Aga Khan schools of almost 50,000, 46,000 in fact, alumni over several generations from around the Aga Khan schools around the world. That is quite a resource for you to benefit from in the future, we hope. We're only here thanks to His Highness the Aga Khan. When he challenged us in the academies to be centers of excellence, he emphasized that with excellence comes a commitment and responsibility to service. It's one of the attributes that distinguishes an Aga Khan Academy's education from almost every other IB school in India. While we should be grateful for the privilege of having had such an education with the support of our families, being grateful is not enough. I want to quote JFK, John F. Kennedy, the former president of the United States, who said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. That's the challenge for all of us, and it's the challenge for the graduating class, the challenge of serving others through your behavior and your leadership. The Aga Khan Academy Hyderabad is an extraordinary school. It's extraordinary in many, many ways. The campus is extraordinary. I remember, actually, I've been coming here about 8 years, and I remember getting lost on the campus when I went walking in the not so early days. And actually, I was rescued when I found the road, and a gentleman who worked at the academy gave me a lift on the back of his motorbike to the Commons. And I've rarely ventured out alone since. But it's a stunning campus, but schools are about people first and foremost. Not only does this academy offer you the opportunity to succeed academically, it also offers you the chance to develop as a human being. See your schooling as part of something bigger and more visionary. When His Highness gave a lecture in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2008 to commemorate the IB's 40th anniversary, he was introduced by the IB as a person of vision. The founding year of the IB, 40 years earlier, 1968, was also referenced when the Atlanta-born Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, was killed for his commitment to equality for people of color in a world segregated and torn apart by divisions of race, belief, religion, and skin color. Thanks to the people of vision who were and are still prepared to stand up for social justice and equity, we can offer students today the gift of a high-quality education that is grounded not only in academics, but in ethical values, as well as high educational standards. Standards that can be reached by any of you who are motivated. Just as the IB was born out of a drive to promote peace and understanding in the world, so the Academy was born from a vision of making society better, more pluralistic, more ethical, and you, the students, are the key to making that vision happen. Let me fast forward 10 years to 2018, which was the IB's 50th anniversary and His Highness's Diamond Jubilee, or 60th year as Imam. His Highness gave an interview to the IB World magazine. He spoke about the IB and an academy's education and how we must prepare young people for the world that lies ahead and its inherent uncertainties. And he went on to say this: "It's clear," His Highness said, "that what students know is no longer the most important measure of the quality of their education. The true test is their ability to engage with what they do not know and to devise solutions using their capacity for inquiry, critical thinking, and problem solving. As students develop the ability to make informed judgments, they can begin to grapple with the most important and difficult step, and that is learning to place such judgments in an ethical framework. These capacities, over the longer term, will be critically important to what he described then as the developing world." So how well have we equipped you to prepare and engage with what you do not know and what you do not understand? How can you use the education that you've received to make the right choices? Now, knowledge and success in IB exams matters, and they certainly open doors for you. But the Academy, unlike many schools, is not a knowledge factory. It's not an exams factory. It's trying to develop students to become the leaders of tomorrow, ethical leaders who carry with them the values they've learnt to beyond graduation. So graduates, We want you to achieve academic success, of course. However, we are more so looking forward to seeing how you'll make a contribution to society, a positive one, giving back to others less privileged, and not to see success just in terms of material gain. Lastly, I want to end with a story that I read recently, and it's about an obsessive athlete, a compulsive athlete who could not stop long-distance running from an early age. Serious athlete, successful athlete. And she was describing how running can, when you see a runner running well in the street, on the park, around the academy, can look like an expression of freedom. But how, in her case, after some years of running every day, it became the opposite. It became like a controlling force, controlling her life. She became burdened by the goals of the distance to be covered, the pace to maintain, the kilograms to shed, the personal bests, PBs, to better. What began as a search for excellence, then became an achievement of excellence, became a way of imposing control on her body and her life. So she rebelled against this chosen way of life because it had become obsessive. In this case, the obsessive runner. In his article written in 2020, John Carg, the philosopher and lifelong runner, he wrote an article called How to Live with Dying. And he wrote it after a really intensive, he was a obsessed fitness person. He had a cardiac arrest, a heart attack, just after finishing a punishing session in the gym. And he reflected on how this event changed his life. And he recalled the Greek philosopher Aristotle, who said that all virtues are realized by aiming for and hitting a particular target, like a bullseye on a dartboard. And that the bullseye is the midpoint between two extremes, to find a compromise between radical opposites. So what's the message? This is not an anti-running message. This is a message about balance in your life to achieve the best. I believe you'll go on to achieve great things, class of 24, and that this, an academy's education, is a perfect foundation for achieving your potential and serving others as well as yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ranger, for those insightful and inspiring words.
We invite Dr. Long to introduce our chief guest, Dr. BVR Mohan Reddy.
It's been a great pleasure to spend a little time with Dr. Reddy this afternoon and to discover in him, in his life and work, themes that inspire us as the Aga Khan Academy. Themes of life and learning, education, transformation, opportunity, and possibility. And I'm absolutely delighted to invite you to the podium to address the class of 2024. Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Please go.
Dr. Jonathan Long, Dr. Graham Ranger, our chairman Shiraz, our CEO Farhad, our deans, our faculty, staff, alumni, proud parents of the graduating class, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. Good evening to all of you. This is the first time that I'm addressing a high school graduation. I probably would have done 100 of convocation addresses across the world so far, but not with the schools all right. So I feel somewhat very nervous in talking to all my young friends. So pardon me if I become a little more nervous as I move forward. Nervous because I want to make sure that I say the right things to all of you, and I'll attempt to do that. First is congratulations to all my young friends who are graduating today. You've done enormous amount of hard work. You have put in the best foot forward. Your commitment, your dedication, and your perseverance has earned you the inter-baccalaureate certification today from the prestigious Aga Khan Academy. So congratulations again, and let's join the hands in congratulating our young friends. Thank you. While all of you graduate, take a moment at this point to express your gratitude to your parents for their unwavering support that they provided you for so many long years in ensuring your success. You also need to take a moment, excuse me, to thank the staff, thank your teachers for their encouragement and their commitment in making sure that you became as successful as what you are today. You also need to be expressing your gratitude to Aga Khan Academy. The time I spent with Dr. Long this evening, I was so impressed hearing all about the good work done by the Academy, by all the initiatives that His Highness Aga Khan has across the world. I was really awestruck when they told me all about $1 billion that he spends every year in making sure that this world becomes a better place and we all have a lot more of social good. So one more time join your hands to thank His Highness Aga Khan for all the good work he does. As you embark on this new chapter of life, you have many reasons to be optimistic at this point of time. I'd say you also have to feel very lucky about it. I like to call you the lucky children. Why do I say that? First, of course, you're lucky because you have great parents with you. You're lucky because you came to Aga Khan Academy. But you're lucky because you're graduating at a point of time where the world is seeing enormous amount of transformation at this point of time. Enormous of transformation on a number of accounts. You're born in India, which is transforming itself at a pace never seen before. We certainly have several challenges around the world too. Even in India, for that matter, people talk about unemployment, they talk about inflation. Around the world, we have fairly large conflicts going on. We also have challenges with climate. But I'll probably leave the challenges that we have. Let me talk a little bit about what is the opportune movement that all of you are at this point of time in your lives. I said you are very lucky to be in India at this point of time. In India, with an economy which is the fastest growing large economies in the world. We have seen India lagging far behind in the nation of 130 countries in terms of economy. Where are we today? We're the 5th largest economy in the world. Fast forward 3 years. Just 3 years, that's when you would probably graduate from your college. India would be one of the top 3 economies of the world. Fast forward for 20 years thereafter. That's when you're at your prime. You probably started giving back to the society. That's when India will be a developed nation. So look at the environment that God created for you, the opportunity that's come to you. So I'm sure, excuse me, all of you would agree that you are lucky children. Certainly, this optimism that I have in me. Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Thank you very much. Just sit. Thank you. Very rarely do I lose my voice. That's a reflection of my nervousness. Thank you. So we are a country which is progressing at a pace which will create more amount of opportunities to people. That's number one. Number two is there's a God-sent gift many of you have to realize. We are in a nation which enjoys what is called as demographic dividend. I'm sure many of you must be familiar with it. In a nation, when they have the population which is between 16 to 62 years, which is more than 50%, the nation is supposed to be enjoying demographic dividend. India enjoys it right now. You get into the mainstream of workforce as we sail through this demographic dividend. It's not just for today, it will continue for at least another 25 years moving forward. When you have youth in a nation, we've seen the progress in a nation to be far, far ahead of others. Classic examples. It started off with Japan. It was in South Korea. It's now in China. So you get into the mainstream, you graduate from the high school at a point of time that you have enormous amount of opportunities bestowed by God because of the demographic dividend. The third one is that we created opportunities to all of ourselves, and that's through technology. Technology has never been at the pace at which it's moving at this point of time. People like me have seen this transformation in a big way, in an unbelievable way. The transformation has changed our lives. The way in which we think, the way in which we transact, the way in which we act, all of them have gone through change. And this change at this point of time doesn't seem to be slowing down. Why? There are 4 pillars which are driving this change in our perspective. I come from a technology background, pardon me on that. The first one is the computers and the storage. Computers are becoming smaller, cheaper, faster. There was a gentleman called Gordon Moore, who was the founder of Intel Corporation. He predicted this in 1974, that the amount of silicon wafer will become powerful twice, half in terms of size and half in terms of price, for every 18 months. People went back to revisit this issue 20 years later, whether Gordon Moore was right or wrong, or Moore's law was right or wrong. And people said he was wrong, because it was taking less than 18 months for the computers to become faster, cheaper, and smaller. We also see that communications are increasing dramatically. All of you will laugh at me when you would listen to me saying that it took me 8 years to get a landline phone after I paid to the government Department of Post and Telegraphs. Trust me, can anyone put up your hand who says, I don't have a cell phone on me? None of you. If I ask you this question, can people put up their hand who have 2 phones with them? I'm sure some of you will put them up. So look at the accessibility of communications. And the power of communication is so, we keep saying, the power of a network, that's the ability to communicate with each other, say between 2 friends, is 2 square. 3 friends is 2 cube. 4 friends is 2 to the power of 4. So now how many people are there on the network as we communicate? Out of the 7 billion people around the world, there are 5 billion people on the network today. So that itself could be surprising to many. But you should hear the next one. But it's no longer that people are communicating with each other. It's also, you will find, that things are communicating with each other. As I speak to you, my emails are being already answered by my system. There's an agent which works on my phone system, which continuously answers if it doesn't require my inference. Somebody who reports into me wants a meeting, it automatically can schedule so long as the calendar is open. And a third one is that these sensors, which God gave us 5 senses, and those 5 senses now are now capable of being done artificially through devices. Ability to see, ability to hear, ability to smell, touch, and also taste. And these sensors are putting oceans of data, and on top of that, we are running these algorithms which are called AI. AI, ML, AR, VR, these are all emerging technologies I'm sure you hear day in and day out. What does this mean all to you? It means more amount of opportunities to every one of you. That's how you are lucky. So 3 things I called out. One is the economy, the second one is demographic dividend, and the third one is technology. Let me take a pause from how lucky you are to say, I have to share a few words of wisdom with all of you. So I have 3 stories to share with you this evening. All of them are not something which are not away from me, they're part of my life. The first story is about my mother. I was a very mediocre average student in class 7. I got my grade sheet, and then I was very, very worried that I hid my mark sheet from my mother. All mothers are very smart people, right? Every one of them. I'm sure every kid says that. I say the same thing too. So it didn't take her too long to discover where the mark sheet was. After that, you know what the reaction is. She was furious. She was menacing, literally, absolutely screaming, saying that, why are you not getting the right marks? I didn't sleep that night. But like any other mother, next morning she turned up with a different tone in her voice. She came and told me all about what I need to do to become a better person. She asked me, and the first time that I heard this, and I heard this from Dr. Long too today, is all about purpose of life. And I ask this fairly often to many people. What is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? And that's the question that she had for me too. She said, if you have focus and you put your hard work, you'll be as good as anybody else. That was a transformative moment of my life. Step by step, I worked towards my goal of being nothing short of excellence. Everything that I do, and I want to encourage my young friends, especially here, and not necessarily, not everybody in this audience too, just do the best that you can do. Every time do you do everything? I ask this question, whom do you compete against all the time? I compete against myself because I want to do better than what I've done last time. And that is how excellence comes into you. That is what I think should be encouraged by every one of you. You might ask me, Mr. Reddy, how does this come into people? It doesn't require training. It doesn't require coaching. It doesn't require mentoring. Trust me, it's all about one single word called attitude. Develop that attitude which says, I have to be the best. And you will be the best, I'll assure you. So by step, from a mediocre student in class 7, I ended up getting a gold medal at the end of my engineering college. I was the class first. Thank you. So if a mediocre student like me could do it, I'm sure brilliant people like you can do it much better. So strive for excellence is my first story. My second story for this evening, as I said, I am an undergrad in engineering, mechanical engineering. This was my second year of engineering. I went to a class which was called Strength of Materials. The gentleman's name was Professor Giri Rao. I owe an enormous amount of gratitude I have to him. Professor Giri Rao said, I'm not going to talk to you guys about the strength of concrete or steel today. I'm going to talk to you more about strength of values to you, all of you. And the few sentences he said that morning ring through my ears, even after 55 years. What did he say? He said that if you lose your money, you can still get it back. If you lose your health, it is difficult to get it back, but you'll still get it back. But if you lose your values, you'll never get them back. So values became a cardinal principle for my life. That, to me, is a foundation on which I built myself. I set up a company 32 years back on a foundation of values, and we call them Values First, F-I-R-S-T. We play on this acronym called FIRST: fairness, integrity, respect, sincerity, and transparency. If you have those 5 values all the time, again, with an attitude you say, I will not make it any deviation from my values, you will win. Unwaveringly, we fought with our values. What did we do at the end of 32 years? We built a company which now employs 18,000 people across the world in 18 different countries. I'm sure this should excite my young friends to become entrepreneurs. I started off with an investment of 20 lakhs of rupees in 1992. In 1992, my investment was 20 lakhs. 32 years later, the company is valued at 25,000 crores today. That's, again, a reflection of your values. You can still build all these, it's as companies or in institutions, through values. So my second message, my second story to my friends is that don't lose sight of your values. Values have to go along with you all through your life. My last story is all about learning. My first job in life was a shop floor engineer in DCM Group. Those days it was the dream job. This is 1973. I already equipped myself with 2 degrees. I had a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering. I had my first master's degree in industrial engineering. And what is the job I got as a shop floor engineer? I used to run an assembly shop for Lala Charat Ramji. And within the first 30 days, I realized how much I did not know rather than I knew about an assembly shop. So what was life about is you learn. I learned a lot of things in how to manage planning. I never was taught about planning in my classroom. I never was taught about how to manage people in my classroom. I had to manage a workforce of 300 people in my shop floor. I changed my role. I went to University of Michigan thereafter. Came back with all my eyes set on computers. I went and joined a German company called Bosch. And then they said, we only have IBM 1401s. There's a programming language called autocoder. None of you would have heard about it. So I unlearned what I learned as the next generation languages to go backwards. But then that's all learning for you. I became a sales manager thereafter. I became a CEO of a company. So life is all about learning. Learning is not confined to the classroom. And especially in the generation my young friends are graduating at this point of time, learning will become all through your lives. 1 degree will not earn you a place in life. We're promoting this concept of micro degrees. I'll fight that way through as we go forward. But more importantly to you, learning does not necessarily mean it's classroom learning. It's peer group learning. It is self-learning. And how fortunate you are at this point of time, because you have the ability to learn any point of time, anywhere, on any subject. You just go online and you can find a connectivity on your smartphone, you're learning at that point of time. So don't lose this opportunity in terms of learning. What we see as the future for all of you is knowledge-driven economies all around the world. Knowledge will become the supreme leadership in the world. It is not how much of arsenal that you have, how much of wealth you have. It's the knowledge which makes the difference. So therefore, I learned all through my life. I'm 73 years old. I still continue to learn. I keep going back this evening to think about what did I learn new things today. I'll certainly write a small note for myself. If I can do it, I'm sure every one of you can do it. So my third lesson for you, and the last lesson for today, is all about learning become part and parcel of your life. So 3 lessons we learned. What is it? First one is aim for excellence. The second one is don't lose values, don't lose sight of your values. And the third one is be a lifelong learner. Let me conclude by saying, I keep saying this, that I'm past. What I see in front of my eyes is my future. The fact that I see those smiling faces and shining eyes makes me believe my future is in safe hands with all of you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy.
We request Dr. Long to felicitate and thank Dr. Reddy for addressing the gathering. Shishira and Sai Modriti, our DP1 students, are trained Kuchipudi dancers. Modriti has been trained by renowned dance teachers Sri Vedantam Satyam and Sri Gangadhar from the Nishinkala Dance Academy. Dance has been Shishira's passion. For the past 10 years, she studied Kuchipudi under the guidance of Guru Sri B. Sudhir Rao Garu.
Shishira and Modriti will be performing an excerpt from the Kalinga Nartana Tilana. This is an original choreography by Shishira and Modriti to a Sanskrit song by 18th century poet Ottukadu Venkatakavi. The song focuses on the story of Lord Krishna and the serpent Kalya. It is set in the ragam Gambira Nata and the Adithalam.
ताम धीम तरन ताम धीम तरन
Thank you, Shishira and Modriti, for this splendid performance.
The Student Representative Council plays an important role in the life of the Academy. The SRC is responsible for organizing and running activities and events as well as representing the student body. This evening, our two student presidents, Pushpender Nanda and Ruhi Panjwani, will address their fellow graduates one last time.
Esteemed faculty, honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2024. Let me ask you a question. What is your favorite word? This is a simple question that I was greeted with on my first day here at the Academy. To sound intellectual and seem like the smartest person in the room, I started to think of the most complex word in my vocabulary. Although I was unaware of the meaning, I said, gratitude. From that moment of naivety till today, as I stand here, the past 6 years in the academy have been a whirlwind of emotions and experiences. And which is why I can't help but reflect on the journey that has brought each one of us present here to this moment. From the form room parties of grade 7 to the one last farewell gathering that we had on Thursday, from enrichment to experiential learning, from dreaming about what the senior dorms would look like to realizing that there's no other dorm left to discover, from collecting red-green slips for being late to accepting our graduation diplomas. Today, we walked into our beloved commons as the DP2 students of the Aga Khan Academy, Hyderabad, for one last time. For the last few days, all of us have constantly been fighting a battle, struggling to hold on to moments and memories slipping through our fingers. Is it our graduation? Is it our time? Are we ready yet? In between these thoughts, all of us face the same question. Whether we have spent 12, 8, 6, or 2 years in the academy, how do we say goodbye to a place that has fundamentally made us who we are? This is what unites us: the enthusiasm, the emotion of building connections, fostering relations, and working for others. And despite multiple unanswerable questions, uncertainties, and insecurities that we have been living with in the last few days, one thing that I'm surely certain about is that we all will continue to stay united as our experience as academy graduates. Everything in our lives is changing, but one thing remains the same. This feeling, the feeling that all of us are the students of the Aga Khan Academy, Hyderabad. Each step of our journey has been guided through the vision of His Highness the Aga Khan to cultivate inquisitive minds, compassionate hearts, and ethical leadership. From the corridors of our school to far reaches of our global community, we have strived to embody these values in all that we do. We have challenged ourselves to think critically, question boldly, and seek knowledge beyond the textbook. We have ventured beyond our comfort zones, discovering new passions and perspectives that have broadened our horizons. And now, it is time. And most importantly, it is our time. With a sense of gratitude for all the opportunities that we have received and support extended by our teachers, staff members, parents, grandparents, and our friends, we must move forward. However, in this process of saying goodbye, we aren't losing our home. We're simply making room in our lives for more people and more places, only to call newer places our home. I was completely unaware that it would take 7 long years to understand that indeed, my favorite word is gratitude. As I reflect on the question I was asked when I first arrived here, what is your favorite word? Now I know that what I feel most profoundly is gratitude. I'm immensely grateful for what the Academy has given us, and which is the words to write our own stories, to shape our own destinies, and to leave an indelible mark on the world. Thank you.
Good evening, honored guests, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. We finally made it. You see, writing the speech was a tough task for me, and there are 2 main reasons behind this. The first is that while writing the speech, I was thinking of the audience that I'd addressed, and this is the most diverse and the largest group of individuals I've ever addressed. I couldn't decide on how I should present myself in a manner that would appeal to all of you sitting here. As uncomfortable as this first felt, it was similar to what I experienced when I joined the academy 6 years ago. I arrived as a grade 6 student from a completely different background. I found myself amidst a sea of faces, each representing a unique story, culture, and perspective. Much like today, I grappled with the question of how to connect with individuals so different from me and so different from one another too. I had no idea of how I would get along with people so different from me. I remember feeling confused and anxious. But here I am, 7 years later, standing in front of the largest graduating class in the Academy's history. I no longer feel afraid of diversity. I'm not afraid of differences anymore. The Academy has taught me to celebrate diversity. Learning to value pluralism has allowed me to recognize the richness that different perspectives, cultures, and traditions bring to the society. These years at the Academy have taught me that it doesn't matter who your audience really is. What really matters is that each person you meet, each person that you cross paths with, you leave them with a little more happiness and hope than before. As His Highness the Aga Khan has said, the right to hope is the most powerful human motivation I know. The journey has not been easy for us. We experienced the first global pandemic in 100 years. We experienced the longest school closures globally. We have studied online for over 650 days. We have faced challenges, we persevered, and we have grown stronger. Our journey together has taught me that the essence of leadership lies not in pandering to the expectations of others, but rather inspiring hope and happiness in every interaction. Today, I endeavor to embody this spirit by expressing my profound gratitude to each member of our class. Your contributions, your resilience in the face of adversity have shaped our collective narrative and brought us to this momentous occasion. The second reason why writing this speech was a tough task for me was because I don't like saying goodbyes. Goodbyes serve as a poignant reminders of the passage of time, of the transient nature of our experiences. They evoke memories of moments shared together, of laughter echoing through hallways, and of challenges overcome. Yet, amidst the bittersweet farewells, I find comfort in the realization that these goodbyes signify the culmination of something truly meaningful. They affirm that what we have shared and what we have built together is worth cherishing and is worth saying goodbye to. As we part ways, let us carry with us a sense of our time, the spirit of pluralism that celebrates our differences, and the ethos of ethical leadership that guides our actions. Let us strive to leave a lasting impact on the world around us, imbuing every encounter with hope and happiness. And though our paths may diverge, let us always remember the indelible bond that unites us as students of the Aga Khan Academy, Hyderabad. I extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for the role that you have played in shaping our collective journey. May our futures be bright, our endeavors fruitful, and our spirits ever supported by the memories we hold dear. Farewell, dear friends, and may we continue to spread happiness and hope wherever life may lead us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruhi and Pushpender. Now, we have finally reached the moment we have all been eagerly waiting for. I invite Ms. Saloni Chesney, DP2 grade level leader, to announce the presentation of the graduation certificates to the class of 2024.
Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Mohan Reddy, esteemed Guest of Honor, Dr. Ranger, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, parents, and friends. As DP2 grade level leader, it is my pleasure to inaugurate the presentation of graduation certificates to the class of 2024. I invite our chief guest, our guest of honor, and our head of academy to present the graduation certificates. Members of the Academy's senior leadership team will be on stage to congratulate our graduates and wish them well. The graduation certificates are distributed by advisor group. Each advisor will announce the names of their advisees. Our presentation of graduation certificates begins with Ms. Koel Ray's advisor group, Mr. Farad Merchant, CEO of AKESI, will be joining us on stage to extend his congratulations to the students.
Alaina Hirani, Anirudh Saiware, Edin Salim Manesia, Himanshu Rao Gauravelli, Jaideep Varun Korapati, Madhumita Paruchuri, Mirza Mohammad Aurangzeb, Pal Sharma, Ruhi Panjwani, Sara Nathani, Shumer Lada, Vega Darsi,
Thank you, Ms. Koil and Mr. Farad. Let us welcome Dean of Students, Mr. Suresh Madhavan, to introduce the members of his advisor group. Joining us on stage will be our DP coordinator, Mr. Sudipta Roy.
Ishan Hassan Ali Panjwani. Kashif Lalani. Kamala Wege. Kartikeya Bangaru. Misha Amin Narsingani. Samhita Parchuri. Shalom Makhani. Sonia Shaukat Hajiani. Suhishnu Mupa. Tanya Lalani. Vedasarup Anand Samba. And Vihan Katragada.
Thank you, Mr. Sudipta Roy and Mr. Suresh Madhavan. We now invite our Head of English, Dr. Gopika Jadeja, to introduce her advisor group as they receive their graduation certificates. Accompanying us on stage will be our Deputy Head, Mr. Jeff Doffler.
Akshita Gattineni. Baryolai Nazari. Hitesh Reddy Etikala. Izyan Lirani. Ramin Nazari. Rameshka Akbar Ali Vadsaria. Rida Sultan Soratia. Sai Subhan Sarnala. Sufi Aziz Nathani. Svecha Reddy Marupakala. Zainil Samnani. And Zara Amjad. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gopika Jadeja and Mr. Jeff Toffler. Ms. Pragati, our university councillor, will join us on stage to announce the members of her advisor group. Joining us will be our junior school principal, Ms. Sri Lata.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nervous, as are all my icebergs. Funny name. Akshita Rao Perala. Amulya Rao Madasu. Slow. Walk slow. Antara Chenamaneni. Congratulations, Antara. Ashmit Gituri. Finally, it's a suit, not a uniform. Ayan Amin Lakhani. Well done, Ayan. Hansika Reddy Kundapalli. Congratulations. Kes Samir Maredia. Congratulations, Kes. Lakshmi Mrudula Yanumula. Finally, I get the pronunciation right. It was okay? Neha Velivella. Congratulations, Neha. Rutvika Amireddy. Well done, Rutvika. We will miss Rutvika's conversations in our office. Sania Khoja. Well done. Congratulations, guys. It's a really proud moment for all of you and us. We finally make it, Sara Farishta. A big congratulations to all the icebergs. Funny name, thank God the icebergs didn't meet the Titanics. So see you again.
Thank you, Ms. Pragati Pandey and Ms. Sri Lata Kumar. Next to receive their graduation certificates is Dr. Sai's Advisor Group. Joining us on stage to extend her congratulations will be our Dean of Academics, Ms. Nirja Nibhanupudi.
Namaste everyone. To start off with, Ayush Riaz Natani. Afreen Waliani. Akshay Kumar Gangaram. Anirudh Reddy Shenampudi. Nurul Haq Panna. Ramyasri Chepalamadugu. Ritik Jampala. Sagar Tammapula. Srinitya Paspuleti. Suzanne Lirani. Yashasvi Koganti.
Thank you, Dr. Sai Ranga and Ms. Neerja Nibhanupudi. Let us now welcome Mr. Sudeep Ghosh as he introduces his advisor group. Joining us on stage to extend congratulations to the students will be Mr. Suresh Madhavan, the Dean of Students.
Ayan Ali Charania. Devak Chaudhary Charapalli. Kaushik Purushottam Palavalasa. Manav Kondrela. Rukaiya Bhanji. Sai Medansh Matam. Shashini Bumalla. Shiza Virani. Shreya Seth. Siddharth Devineni. Yafa Farishta. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sudeep Ghosh and Mr. Suresh Madhavan. We now invite our head of mathematics, Mr. Tarun Seth, to introduce his advisor group as they receive their graduation certificates. Our senior school principal, Ms. Koel Ray, will be on stage to extend her congratulations to the students.
Adam Ushan. Garv Joshi. Harsha Kokku. Harshit Reddy Jakidi. Manvi Jain. Mayuka Tula. Namrata Jajam. Pushpender. Ruth Shastri. Virendra Dadi. Sadia Sultana. Narayana Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tarun Seth and Ms. Koel Ray. Finally, we invite our Head of Science, Mr. Vivek Kumar, to introduce his advisor group. Joining us on stage will be our Dean of Admissions, Mr. Arjun Puri.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will first invite Ali. Anvit Potapattu. Arjun. Aryan Reddy. Meher Pebani. Mahesh Nekkanti. Raja Shri Vardhan Reddy Bartula. Rishit Kante. Sara Kareem Kachi. Sheila Reddy. Zavia Mensari, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Kumar and Mr. Arjun Puri. Many congratulations, batch of 2020. You all have made us proud. Can we all give them a huge round of applause?
Thank you, Ms. Saloni.
We invite Shiza Virani, one of our students from the graduating class of 2024 and an executive board member of our graduating class gift campaign. Shiza will share with us how this campaign enables meritorious young people who couldn't otherwise afford an academic education to benefit from this transformative experience.
Good evening, fellow graduates of the class of 2024, parents, teachers, and distinguished guests, including our most esteemed guest speaker, Dr. BVR Mohan Reddy. I am honored to address you on this special occasion as a proud member of the 2024 academic community. I am honored to address you on this special occasion as a proud member of the academy community, where I have had the privilege of growing and developing since 2012, a journey spanning over 2/3 of my life. This institution has nurtured my intellect and has instilled in me the important values of compassion, of leadership, and of service. I have had the privilege of working as an intern in the External Affairs function, where I witnessed the transformative power of education. Now, as a member of the executive board of the 2024 Graduating Class Gift Campaign, I am humbled to continue this legacy of giving back to our community. The Graduating Class Gift Campaign is a tradition initiated by the class of 2020. It symbolizes our collective commitment to extending the gift of education to exceptional young talents from marginalized communities. We firmly believe that education is not merely a privilege, but a fundamental right that has the power to transcend individual lives and uplift entire communities. It is through education that we can sow the seeds of positive change in our communities and create more equitable and just societies. The Graduating Class Gift Campaign embodies the values of ethical leadership that we have embraced through the Aga Khan strands of ethics and of pluralism. It affirms our commitment to making a meaningful difference in the world around us. And by supporting this initiative, we are not only investing in the future of deserving students, but also in the future of humanity itself. I am profoundly grateful to those of you who have already contributed to this meaningful cause, and I urge others to join us in our mission. Your contributions, no matter how small, have the power to catalyze change and transform the lives of deserving students. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the current DP1 interns and my fellow executive board members for their unwavering support and dedication towards this campaign. Your efforts have truly been instrumental in driving our collective vision forward. Please rise as I call out your name. Akshay Kumar Gangaram. Madhumita Paruchuri. Nisha Narsinghani. Mrudula Yanamula. Nurul Haq Pana. Ritik Jampala. Ruhi Panjwani. Rukaiya Bhanji, Sri Nitya Pasupuleti. Thank you so much for your contribution to this transformative initiative. In closing, let us continue to be agents of change in our communities. Together, we can make a difference and leave behind a legacy that the generations to come will be proud of. As Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiza.
The graduation ceremony of the class of 2024 has almost come to an end. As we bring this ceremony to close, I would like to call upon our senior school principal, Ms. Koel Ray, to offer her closing remarks.
Thank you, Meher and Aran. Good evening, honored guests, Dr. BVR Mohan Reddy, our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Graham Ranger, Director of Academies, Dr. Jonathan Long, Head of Academy, Mr. Farad Merchant, and the members of the senior leadership team, parents, colleagues, and the graduating class of 2024. It is indeed an honor to be a part of the graduation ceremony. Class of 2024, I'd like to begin by sharing a quote from Prince Rahim Aga Khan's inaugural address at the Aga Khan Academy in Maputo in March 2022. Addressing the students at the academy, Prince Rahim said, I quote, "The future is what you leave behind, shaped by every one of your actions and your statements and your decisions. The future follows behind you in the path that you choose." This clearly calls for a critical reflection on the present moment and an awareness of the broader historical context in which you are graduating. It underscores the agency and responsibility of individuals and communities to actively shape the future through your actions, advocacy, and commitment to justice and equality. In a sense, the future is not predetermined, but rather a culmination of the choices you make in the present, informed by your understanding of the past. What we strongly believe to be the distinctive educational philosophy of our academies, and the philosophy that we hope have shaped your outlook on life. There are three distinctive aspects. To sum it up, we could talk this evening about cosmopolitan curiosity, ethical literacy and civic engagement, and self-driven excellence. I'm just hoping that you can see in one of the screens a painting of Alexander and Diogenes. Can you see it? Great. So Diogenes is a 14th century Greek cynic, and this is an image of Diogenes and Alexander the Great. When anyone asked Diogenes what was his origin and where does he belong, he would always say he was a cosmopolitanus or a citizen of the world. And the image that you see is really an image of the dignity of humanity, which can shine in its own light unless it is shadowed by false claims of rank and kingship. So if you're seeing Alexander there, Alexander, when he meets Diogenes, there's an interesting dialogue between them. Alexander asks Diogenes that, ask anything you want. and Diogenes only says, "Get out of my light." So, coming back to the whole idea of cosmopolitan curiosity, you've heard again and again during your education at the academy that our approach to global citizenship has always been one wherein individuals recognize their interconnectedness with people around the world and take collective action to address global challenges. His Highness the Aga Khan has time and again emphasized that renovated educational systems based on best practices could reach across frontiers of politics and language, that global science could address changing medical challenges, that a truly pluralistic outlook could leverage the best experience of local communities through an effective international network. His Highness calls this readiness to work across frontiers of distinction and distance without trying to erase them, cosmopolitan ethics. One of the central focus of our academy education has always been developing civic engagement as an essential core for the functioning of democracy, the cohesion of society, and the pursuit of collective well-being. History is not predetermined to culminate in liberal democracy, and the future remains open to multiple possibilities and outcomes. Backsliding on human rights, economic inequality and social dislocation, the uneven distribution of the benefits of globalization, the geopolitical challenges that we see today, you see there is in fact no end of history. If we look at the world today, whether it's conflicts in Ukraine, whether it's the conflict in Gaza, politics, both domestic and international, they serve as a powerful reminder of the absence of dialogue. So a crucial part of cosmopolitanism is really dialogue and ethical literacy. When the 7th of October happened, and you must have seen on the media news reports on the resurgence of the crisis in Israel and Palestine, I wanted to look for a narrative that was not from the media, a narrative that was not from the politicians, but I wanted to look for a narrative from the grassroots level. And I came across a book, Arab and Jew, Wounded Spirits in a Promised Land by David K. Shipler. In fact, a Pulitzer Prize winning book. It won the Pulitzer Prize for nonfiction. Shipler, who was a former correspondent of the New York Times, explored the Israel-Palestinian conflict in detail, focusing on the lives and experiences and perspectives of both Arabs and Jews living in Israel and the occupied territories. Deeply researched and sensitively written, the book sheds light on the human stories behind the conflict, illustrating the profound impact that dialogue and understanding can have in overcoming division and fostering reconciliation. It may seem utopian to you when you watch the news today, but ask yourselves, isn't the two-state solution the only problem to the crisis? Like His Highness, another political philosopher, Kwame Anthony Appiah, speaks about cosmopolitan challenge. He speaks about something really interesting that he calls the cosmopolitan curiosity. And what Anthony Appiah says is that in order to be a part of the cross-cultural conversation, we have to be in the conversation. Unless we are in the conversation, we will never understand the perspective of the other. So it is through dialogue that individuals on both sides of a conflict actually begin to recognize each other's humanity, empathize with their struggle, and find common ground on which to build a shared future. A few years back, Some of you know Miss Alexandra Holland. Miss Alex Holland and I were fortunate enough to attend an Acadian conference on pluralism, and we explored pluralism in and through education working groups. And we discussed that an interesting concept, in fact, a core skill that we focused on was ethical literacy. So you can only have a dialogue with someone if you have self-awareness. And self-awareness means that people do not experience the world as something out there, but as representations of their inner world through their outer senses. So we experience the world through our inner senses. To put it very simply, what would this mean? It means our assumptions, beliefs, values, and perspectives. The quality of what happens in the inner world impacts the quality of how we experience the world outside. People are meaning makers of their own reality. Each person perceives the world in a different way, and the experience of the world, therefore, is highly subjective. Hence the importance of dialogue. Dialogue is also non-verbal. Listening is a dialogue by itself. When we listen silently, we quieten our inner dialogue. And it also means, listening also means reflecting on what is getting in the way of listening. What happens in our inner world when we listen to the other? Every moment then becomes a moment of choice. What drives it? What is to be achieved? How and why? How can we make our choices guided by our values? Do not be passive consumers of information. Develop and strengthen your own understanding of the world based your study of history, politics, ethics, culture, economics, and governance. Develop a scientific temperament and a humanistic outlook. Build your own narrative that is constructive and actionable and that contributes to the improvement of the quality of life for all. If you all wish to be an agent of change in society, then start by asking yourselves, where would my country be in 25 years' time? What will be my role in contributing to my country in the next 25 years? How would I align my country's interests and growth to a wider global context? And what would be my own global outlook? And finally, we've constantly emphasized on excellence. Excellence that is self-driven. His Highness the Aga Khan explains our commitment to excellence as nurturing learners with a strong value system and a broad understanding of the pluralist world, critical thinkers and lifelong learners. We believe that education at the Academy has equipped you with three powerful drivers: autonomy to make choices that align with your values, mastery, being driven to constantly strive towards excellence and personal growth, and a sense of purpose that should motivate you to work towards a higher goal, the big picture thinking, something larger than ourselves. We've all heard of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, strong advocacy for youth empowerment and development. And in one of his speeches at IIT Madras, Dr. Kalam describes excellence as the evolution of the unique you. Dr. Kalam says that every youth wants to be unique. That is you. Being unique will require excellence. Excellence that is self-directed and a lifelong process. It is not an accident. It is a process where an individual, an organization, or a nation constantly strives to better oneself. Going back to the painting of Diogenes that I've referred to at the start of my address, we appreciate the moral reasoning of Diogenes and the capacity for choice, but we hope that you see a much wider range when it comes to dignity. And when we say a much wider range, we we question Diogenes' remark or response to Alexander. He could have asked so much more. He could have asked for the right to life, bodily and health integrity, because being human, truly human, is able to imagine, think, and reason, is able to make the choices. And being human is affiliation not simply with humans, but with the world of nature. Let the future you leave behind, therefore, be one that is built on a foundation of integrity, empathy, inclusivity, and most importantly, humility. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to our parents, guardians. Thank you for your continued involvement, encouragement, and advocacy of transformative education. The class of 2024, I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of pride and love for each and every one of you today. My colleagues, teachers, thank you for your continued dedication, resilience, and commitment to excellence. Your care and compassion have made a difference in the lives of our students, and for that, we are profoundly grateful. Dr. Ranger, Ms. Alex Holland, the teacher coaches, the senior leadership team, the IB coordinators, HODs, you've proved that the synergy of teamwork amplifies the collective potential of individuals and helps us work towards the vision. Last but not the least, Dr. Long, I would like to thank you for your visionary leadership, dedication, and unwavering commitment that have not only inspired us, but have also empowered us to strive for excellence in everything we do. You have always reminded us, and this is a quote from our leadership reading circles by Adam Grant, making progress isn't always about moving forward. Sometimes it's about bouncing back. Progress is not only reflected in the peaks you reach, it's also visible in the valleys you cross. Resilience is a form of growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goel, for your thoughtful and insightful words to the class of 2024. Now, I would like to call upon the stage Dr. Long to make some announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. The rain has forced a slight change of plan. We were going to have dinner outside. That's not possible. Instead, we're going to transform the Commons into our dinner space for tonight. Now, it's going to take a little time. Some rooms have already been set up. The student lounge, the badminton court, and the conference room opposite the student lounge. The food is being prepared behind those screens on your right. In a few moments, Mr. Ashit is going to play some music for us for a few minutes to allow final preparations to be completed. Then, in a miraculous operation, these chairs are going to be shifted while you're still in the room, most of you. And we will then transform this space also into a dining area. If it all works, it's going to be a miracle, but we just need a little patience. However, the ceremony is going to conclude now as planned. Then the miracle is going to happen. So, over to you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our graduation ceremony has come to an end. Thank you for being part of this special occasion. We are confident our graduates will embody the vision of His Highness the Aga Khan, taking exceptional education they have received here at the Academy to enact positive change in the world, to be ethical leaders and wise global citizens.
Please stand up for the recessional of the class of 2024. Let us put our hands together to recognize this exceptional group of young people, the class of 2024.